Season two is in effect. We are live. We're going to hit live on all the different accounts or remove them if they don't want to go live. Remove this destination from the stream. Save the changes. I guess I'm live doing that. I have to switch off screens for a moment and go live on Instagram. Here we go. All right. So now everybody can tune in and join. And I'm live. I see my YouTube. Okay. Do I have to turn it? I hear myself talking to myself. That's crazy. I love the delay. Technology is beautiful. So here we go, everybody. We're live on, right now, we are live on YouTube and we are live on Instagram. Wanted to go live on Twitter tonight, but apparently couldn't do that. So in a moment, we're going to bring on our guest for the evening. All of his links should be in the description. I need to check the device, check on technology to make sure it works. I'm sure it's working because this stuff is kind of magical. It's not really magical, isn't it? They want us to think it's magical. Hope everybody can hear me. I know it sounded good a minute ago. Yeah, the sound looks good. The volume looks good. And everything looks good. Yep, we are live. And everything looks good. And in good time, too. All right. Yep, we are live. And everything looks good. So, for those of you who've been following me, Mega Scythe, Mental Energies Gather and Circulate in Positive Harmony, you know that I started this podcast last spring. I don't know the date. I need to look it up. I was going through some things. I was going through a few issues, a few handlings in my life. And I came out on the other side, you know. The podcast had a few episodes. We had a few great interviews. Started an open mic at the same time and started meeting some really good people. I met this brother. I met our guest tonight last year. And it's been some months since we've linked up. What actually brought me back to him, I just want to say real quick, was the Talk Less, Rap More series. And without further ado, I want to bring our guest on stage. I'm very excited to bring this young MC, this young artist on stage. Yeah, let's go. Let's see how this goes. Make some noise. Everybody make some noise. I need to get sound effects in here. Woo! Make some noise for Ice Karim, y'all. Let's go. There we go. Are you there? Yes. All right. Can you hear me? I do not hear you. Do you hear me? You hear me, but I do not hear you. Why don't I hear you? Is my sound down? My sound is not down. I don't hear myself, but I shouldn't hear myself, should I? If you hear me, I don't have to hear myself. Your mic is muted, and it's not me who muted it. Let's see. I see that your mic is muted. Device is not connected. No. Edit mic settings. Echo cancellation. Mic volume. Your mic is up. Add to stage. I see a symbol over your mic that says the mic is crossed out, but I don't have a way to turn it on to unmute it. Maybe I do. Can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected. It says your mic's not connected. Are you using your computer mic? Are you using, or you got an interface or something? Oh man. Maybe in your sound devices, maybe you plugged in a sound driver or something. We just came online. We were talking in the car. Sound was perfect. I see we have a few guests online. Thank y'all for being here, riding out with us. We're gonna get this figured out soon, and we're gonna get some sound going. You could just call in. You could put your phone right where your computer is now, because the light is good. Just lean your phone right there, and cool. All right. We're gonna remove him from the. I'm gonna remove you. All right. Peace, brother. See you soon. Guest stay with us. He'll be right back. I would love to bring in some of his music for you. Next week, he called in quick. Word.
Peace.
You got a mic this time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, brother. I hear you.
Lovely.
Oh, perfect.
Technical difficulty.
I gotta say, it's weird talking into a room with a person looking at me and not hearing anything back.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I was just a random story from school today. We there's a little like convenience store on campus. The class I had today is 4 to 7 p.m. and we watch movies, talk about movies, and it's great, but it's 3 hours long, so we get bored. So the professor lets us go for a little break in the middle of it before we start watching the movie for the day, and we all go to the snack store or whatever. And this is my first time being in there since last year. They now have a system where there's still people behind the register, but they essentially serve no. And I'm saying that these people are useless, but in that context, they serve no purpose, because there's a machine now where you put the snacks and the beverages on the platform, and it tells you how much it costs, and you put in on the tablet, and it's like, I was telling my friends, I was like, when did this happen? And then I told them, like, a couple of years, these people won't even be here.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's a couple of years anymore. It happened so quick. There's little robots in the gas stations. It's happening quick. So you got a lot of, I want to hear a lot. I want to hear about your life. I want to hear so much wisdom from you. You know, you are way older than your years in knowledge or in wisdom, from what I've seen going through your pages. The links that we have in the description, y'all, are crazy. I almost don't want to start with my normal questions because I got a chance right before the interview to go through and read about your young celebrations. you know, uniting community. Um, let me get this right, because you did. I want to get the order right. You made the mask off song before you you made that one after high school, at the end of high school.
So the song you're
That's the
talking
order I watched them in.
the song you're talking about is Safe Summer. It came out in 2020, height of COVID. I had just finished my sophomore year of high school, so I was 16 at the time.
You were so young, yes.
Yeah, so that was during high school. Still, like we had. I mean, you remember it, June 2020. It was everything was going on,
I
literally.
was creating as well.
And so just a little backstory how that whole song came together. At the time, I was attending these classes with some really powerful people in the DC DMV area. DJ Easy Street, DJ Gemini, DJ Iron were running something called the Music Industry Academy, which is now morphed into something called the Academy DC. And I'm almost 99.999% sure it's a 501c3 or nonprofit. That being said, with everything that was happening in the country politically and medically and socially, right? Uh, I was approached with the opportunity to make a song that not only encouraged people to be safe and mask up, but also because we know that in our neighborhoods and communities, once it gets to the summer, uh, the temperature literally goes up, and we're not just talking about the weather. So the song was serving
You,
two purposes: to get people to stay indoors, not
you had
only
that great bar about, even though it's hot outside, keep your heat inside.
yeah, you know
Right? Yeah. I listened to the whole record. I was like, ooh, yeah. It was fire. It is fire. It is. It's
yeah,
living. It's a living document you created.
yeah, yeah. So and then the video, um, shot at the Berry Farms basketball court in Anacostia. It was just very simple. I mean, easy street, like, and another brother he had, and his name is fleeing my memory right now. But it was two, three of us on set, real quick music video. I mean, you saw it, right? It was very
We got the
simple.
links. We got the links in the bio, y'all. We got the links in the description.
So yeah, and that was, and then the whole aftermath of it was DMV Soundcheck and WUSA Channel 9, and I remember that in itself was a crazy story. I was with the fam in Ocean City, little getaway before the summer ended, and I remember my older brother Tajuddin, who also I've been rapping with for a while, drove me from Ocean City to Northern Virginia, like real like 6 in the morning, so I could be at our house for the interview, and I have like a good setup with lighting and put my nice polo on. It was like,
Uh,
yeah,
but that's not where you were at the time. Okay.
I was else than the day before. Yeah.
You I love the visuals real quick, just because I want people to check out the links. I think they're worth it. I love the Bandcamp link. I listened to Reminiscing and Three Pete. I listened to all of Three Pete and really got stuck on Tough Cootie. That's fire. Is it Tough Koofy?
Tough Koofy. Yeah. So
That's fire.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I want people to check out. I just want to plug this real quick because we can do that. Um, the visualizer you made for the radio interview. I love the way that you put that together. And then I'm going to go into the regular interview I do, but I just wanted to start off with that. I love the visualizer. Really captivating. Really told a wonderful story to hear your interview while watching the visuals. And I saw that you timed some things. There was some things that were definitely timed, or maybe it just worked out that way. But It was dope. It is dope.
Every this is not.
That's the DTLR radio interview. When y'all see that link in the description, that's the one I'm talking about right now. That's the Ice Karim DTLR radio interview. Really fresh.
Just to go back to what you and everything is timed. Everything's timed.
That part. All right. On that note, it's 9:16. I'm going to ask you, at what age did you discover your creativity?
Love that question, because a lot of times people ask me what age I started rapping, and that's a different answer than when I discovered my creativity.
We might get to it, we might not, but this is the question right now.
I'm gonna try and be concise in my answers.
Nah, be robust. I got like 1, 2, 3. I got 9, 10, 11, 12. I got about 18 questions, to be honest with you, but I play it based on what you give or don't give. And the interview can be about an hour. We really started now. I give the time that we talked before for free. I give all of it for free, right? Because I just love this shit. So let's have fun.
For sure. So I was very much into television as a child. I remember at first it was superhero stuff. It started with books, and then the TV allowed me to, the books I was reading as a kid, as I'm sure all of us, right? They have lots of images, but the TV allowed those images that I saw in the books and the stories I was reading in the books to come alive, because they were. So I got to see what it looked like when Spider-Man swung his web. Okay. I got to see what it looked like when Iron Man suited up, or when Hulk went Hulk smash and all those type of things, right? So that's probably, I'm gonna.
You're talking about cartoons, not comic books.
I'm talking about both.
Okay.
That's probably 2010, which would place me about 5-6 years old. And then when I got to the 3rd grade, I had a friend. I don't know where this man is at right now. If he ever finds this, shout out to you, Jimmy. But my boy Jimmy Anderson, from Evansville.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Cool dude. Jimmy and I got
to create with him. What were you doing with him?
We were actually making comic books.
Oh, nice. So you were an artist. Your first creativity was, because that's my next question, was your initial creativity the same as the medium you express today? And it sounds like you were a graphic design. You were an artist. Are you still doing art? Are you still drawing?
I'm not. I love to do it as a hobby, but it's not my main medium anymore.
Is it because of Jimmy? Tell us about Jimmy. I'm fucking with you.
Well, I was to every great pick and roll, right? He was probably the one. He was probably the one with the ball, and I was probably setting the pick. He was mostly doing the drawing, and I was more story, which makes sense because now where I'm at, it makes perfect sense. But we were really inspired by Calvin and Hobbes and stuff like that we would read, and we could do this here right now. And we had, it was the whole thing that we weren't even selling them, right? We were just handing them out, and people were like, "Yo, when's the next one?" So that whole format and template of getting people to anticipate something and then literally dropping it, when you translate that over to the music, it was always there, you know what I mean? Eventually that transition, I remember a summer I spent most of it at my grandmother's house. This would have been Oh Lord, probably around the same time, maybe after that school year that I was making the comic. So
What
probably about
year is that? When is that?
that would have been 2012 probably.
Wow.
So
So you were 7,
I think I was 8. Yeah, because I'm a
8.
January. So yeah, I'm like 8
Okay.
years old, chilling at grandma's. You know, not a lot is going on. I'm not yet privy to the ills of the world, and so I'm drawing and I'm coming up with a show that I was really into at the time was Beyblade, and I just love this idea that you can just create this whole world, right? And it's not real, but it feels real, and you can make it real through your imagination. And so I don't remember what I call it. I basically came up with my own universe of these characters who were like part human, part animal, and they could morph into like a mutant type thing, and they would fight each other, and it was good and it was evil, and but it was also like I remember I had characters who were animals, but I had a character who was like turned into like a human sword, and I had characters who had lightning power. I was just in
Nice.
I was just fascinated with coming up with something from square zero and square run and so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
that I wish I think that journal might be still in Virginia, where the fam is at in Atlanta. But I've definitely every time I've moved, I've kept I've held on to that journal, and I've made sure that I'm not throwing this away.
I would be dropping fire emojis right now and boom, 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 rah, 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 making sirens because that's dope. That's dope. That's good shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff that keeps you loving it. It shows that you love what you do.
For sure.
Um, were you young when you started writing? Were you at what did you start writing around that age, or did you start writing recently?
I started writing when I was 10 years old, which so that would have been
Fairly young. That's very young.
2014. I remember very distinctly uh, at the time. I don't know about you. I don't know about. I know we got all probably creative heads in the building right now. My introduction to writing, specifically, not just artistry, but to writing, was really a means of therapy. Um, I was going through some things at the time. Family structure changed drastically out of nowhere. Um, Went from seeing mom and dad every day to seeing only one every day. And not to say that the other wasn't there, but it was it was a shift. It was a shift that I was not ready for because no one. It's one thing to go through something and it's coming, um, and it's another to like tornadoes, right? Like, okay, we know this tornado is moving, towards whichever island or state, and then it's another when it's just like, yo, earthquake today, 8.3, out of nowhere.
It sounds like what happens to my kids because I got my divorce was very sudden.
Mm.
It was out of the blue. So you were 10 years old when your parents got divorced?
10 years old, my parents split, and
How
that's when I.
many siblings do you have? How many kids are there?
My mom has 5, and my dad has 4. I'm the oldest of my dads, and my older brother, who I mentioned earlier, Tajuddin, is 28. So yeah,
How long were your folks married? Not to make it about them, but just to see how it affected you. Because how long were you born into a married? Were you born into a married like a couple?
most deaf. Yeah. So uh, '02, they got together, and I came, shortly after in '04. So yeah, and it was not only that, but it was like, you know, I think when I was younger, I thought 2 years was like a decent amount of time. Now, I mean, I'm only 21, but 19 felt like yesterday. So I understand that 2 years is really nothing in the grand scheme of things. So I very much came along at a time when it was all still, um, it was things were still holding together.
Okay.
Still holding
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's a blink of an eye. So that was my question. Was there a serious or particular instance in your life that made you take your artistry seriously? Would you say that was the instance in your life that made you take it seriously?
Nah, because at the time it was like I was sharing it, but I was really only sharing it with my immediate circle, with my friends. I remember, bruh, I made a. You familiar with Ray Shremmerd? Yes.
Yeah.
So I did a
I can't
cover.
recall I can't recall any of the records, but definitely. Um
Probably one of their biggest, yeah, probably one of their top 3 biggest joints. I did a cover or a remix, because theirs goes no flex zone, and I said, uh, whose house? Mine.
ah,
And
okay.
I sent it to my friends. I sent it to my 5th grade teacher. Like, what was I? Where was the thought process with that?
Uh
But she dug it, and I have to just backtracking a little bit. I have to thank people like her. And shout out to you, Miss Agawilly. I have to thank people like my parents. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember when I discovered hip hop, and that was, listen, that was euphoria to me. Like, honestly, just hearing Melly Mel talk about how it was broken glass everywhere, and how he was close to the edge, and hearing KRS talk about being from the South Bronx, and hearing Rakim talk
When you
about,
discovered hip hop, you discovered old school hip hop
yeah, that was
as such a young man. How did that happen?
very, like, we've been talking about him, and I really owe so much of who I am to both of them. Uh, but if I'm being completely honest, my Jamaican mother, I have to put emphasis on that, because you cannot tell the story of hip hop without traveling through Jamaica. And so she put me on to all of the classic golden era, just quintessential hits. But she also put me on to, some artists and some songs that were lesser known. I think one that comes to mind for me is so, like, growing up in a Muslim household, you either don't listen to music or you do,
Mm,
or maybe somewhere in the middle, because there's just differing opinions on it. I grew
okay.
up in a household where there was lots of music, and there was lots of good music. Uh, and it was like, I wasn't 8 years old listening to NWA or like, you know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
was I'm not gonna say that stuff is impure, but it was, to me, the purest of the genre.
Right.
Stuff that wasn't misogynistic. It was the stuff that wasn't glorifying violence.
You could say that. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Yeah,
Everybody who wrote whatever they wrote and recorded it has to come to terms with that on their own. You feel me? That's not for you to. You should speak light to what you're saying, because I big that up. You know what I'm saying? No misogyny. No violence. You ain't gotta perpetuate that. That's not even for kids. It's not for kids. You know what I'm saying? Those are tricks of the man, tricks of the system. You know.
yeah, and
So
that's not how it started out.
well,
Uh,
to be honest and to be fair, it was everywhere. And when it started out, there were violent records, there were hustler records, there were party records, there were, what I'm saying, it started out every which way. But what it didn't start out doing was glorifying any of these things for money. It was just storytelling and having fun. It was just being real.
mhm. So that's it. Yeah, but basically, yeah, that was my introduction to it. Being in the car with moms on the way to school or on the way to practice, and I'm hearing Tribe, and I'm hearing De La, and excuse me, I'm hearing Boogie Down, and I'm hearing Nas, and I'm hearing, like,
Thank you, Mom.
yes, yes. And that relationship with her has stayed musical through the years.
So at 16, I'm gonna just say at 16, because my next question is, I'm gonna say, how do you define your artistry? And then, yeah, how do you define your artistry? Because you were already writing it. You were at 16. You must have been writing at 12 years old, 13, taking it seriously. When did you start taking this craft serious? Because by 16, you won a wonderful award.
So I started taking it seriously. I came out. There's a song on my Bandcamp, and it's on streaming now as well. It's on my track called Aya's Son, and who's Aya? My mother. So you see the heritage to her, and that's a personal thing, but that's also just like a Islamic thing. There is a
That's an
quote.
album.
Yeah, you see it, and that's me as I don't even think I was one yet. So, but track 8 off of that album, right?
10 tracks.
Save the Children. I wrote that, so that one came out in 2021, that project. But Save the Children was a song that I had that had been written since 2018, which I was 14 at the time.
14, writing a song called Save the Children, y'all. Adults need to stop making excuses about the music that y'all are making, because you're saying people don't want to hear it. Y'all are lying to yourselves. You're making music for ghosts. You're making music for people. Okay, speak, man, speak. Do your thing. Do your thing. I just gotta big you up, bro, because you've been doing your thing since you were a baby, man, since you were young, and from the mouths of babes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a very spiritual young man. We're gonna get into that as well, but yeah, you started taking it very seriously at the age of like 14. Wow. Okay. Salute.
I remember a very good family friend and phenomenal author and human being named Kwame Alexander came to my school to speak. Who put that in motion? My mother. But he came to speak, and I was essentially tasked with, this school was going to present him with, a little gift bag to say thank you for coming out and engaging with the students. So I was tasked as, the son of my mother who helped bring him to the school, being the one to give him this gift bag on stage. And he must have seen something in me, man, because I was up there and I handed him the gift bag, and he kind of looked at me and he was like, "Is there anything you want to say?" And I'm not embellishing this at all when I say I grabbed the mic and I just rapped Biggie's Juicy word for word.
Beautiful. If y'all are here in the chat right now, I'm not manning the chat. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's a lot for me to do. If y'all are here, be kind and considerate to each other, but also share this. If you're enjoying this, share this with somebody so they can watch. And if you're liking it, you can like it and leave a comment. I'm gonna check all the comments later. I'm just not doing it now. It's too much to do both.
Sure.
So Kwame Alexander.
Yeah, so that happened.
Chance on the stage, dope.
That was, so although it wasn't my own words, right? People were like, "That was incredible what you did the other day."
Oh, it's a big deal, yeah.
How
did that feel? All those people at that age.
Well, it made me realize that because Miles, bro, like, the auditorium fit like probably 300-400 people.
That's my government, everybody. Oh, I got Miles up here. Okay, what's up? So it was full. It was a packed house.
It was pretty friggin' packed, and
nice.
So basically, what I said that to say, I realized after that, I was like, yeah, I don't really get nervous in front of crowds.
Mm,
You know what I
that's
mean? Like I actually like being the one person that all these people are just watching and
oh
staring.
wow.
Like I dig that.
So there's a good and a bad to that. You know, you got to use it. You got to stay balanced in there. Okay, you can't get lost in that liking of it, because if you fall in love with the crowd loving you, you'll end up doing whatever they want, and
Nah.
you know the crowd ain't the ones who you got to follow. You know what I'm
So yeah,
saying?
yeah, we could get into it later. We could get into it now, but there was an experience I had down the line. Um, I say down the line, and I was only 16 at the time, but it was down the line, and I was once I had.
Let's
For,
give it
for
a moment. Let's give it a moment. I see your shirt, very prominent figure on your shirt. Beautiful, beautiful face. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um,
may Allah have mercy on him.
rest in power, man. Um, my next question: have you won any awards for your work?
I have, and I'm trying to
Is it a
remember.
long list? Can you share the list with us so far? Because I know it's going to grow. By the next interview, it'll be,
Okay, so the first award that I got for my music was not necessarily something that I did because I was rapping better than whoever else was rapping in the room, which I kind of dig. Uh, it was a grant from the Hunter Watson Fund. Hunter Watson is a young man who attended the same high school as me and my older brother and my sister and my youngest brother, and tragically passed away in a car accident some years ago. After which his family started uh, the grant for young people like me to, help pursue their dreams. And I remember
that's
hearing
how
about,
lots of grants start.
yeah, yeah. Um, I remember my older brother just got me hip to it and was like, I really think you should apply for this. I think you're a great fit for it. I
That's
never,
love.
yeah, like, and that's just like my fam has always been 10 toes down supporting me however and wherever and whenever.
That's love.
Give love to them for always seeing something in me that either I didn't see or I just maybe didn't want to, sometimes you need a push. Sometimes,
You always need a push, and it always takes a village. People are lying to you if they say otherwise.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the first one. And once that was, once I realized that I had been awarded the grant, we were able to make some t-shirts, and we were able to donate a portion of the proceeds to Guns Down, Guns
Guns
Down Front.
down, masks up.
Guns. Well,
Very catchy, very catchy hook. Very catchy and great song.
yeah. So Guns. So that song was after. Oh no. Damn. Now I can't
That's
remember.
another
No,
award. That's because of an award.
it's two different things.
Yeah.
There's the grant which we used to make the shirts and donate proceeds to a nonprofit organization that is like anti-gun violence. And then later, the grant was pre-pandemic, and then later down the line, um, was the song.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the
but
song came as an evolution of what you had already done and what you were living through at the moment.
essentially, yes.
Yeah.
That came together. I mean, I don't know. You wouldn't necessarily call that an award, but I would say everything's evolution, because eventually from the Safe Summer song and the interview, uh, then Music Industry Academy DC did the I Got Next challenge. And the I Got
Mm.
Next challenge was for artists in the program, but also just artists across the DMV DC area, to submit 4 songs, 1 song every week over the course of 4 weeks or a month. And each one was a different assignment. So it's like one had to be a club song, one had to be like a relationship song, one had to be a song about, how, people in your life change, just I can't remember
Mm.
all the specific assignments, but it was four like
Sounds like
very-
snakes eaters. That third one sounds like people changing up on you.
yeah, all four of them, and
And then something political or something.
I'm trying to remember what the
Because
fourth.
how'd that song come to be? You telling me the story?
Okay, so no, you're exactly right, because one of them was yes, one of them had to be something political. That was actually a different song. It's on my YouTube still. It's called Rain Down. I made that with my brothers Ahmad and my brother Dutch, aka Traumatized Beats. This was still 2020.
Shout out
Right.
to y'all.
Yeah. So this was like August at the time. And we're very close to where they repainted. I don't even remember the name of the street at this point. Repainted the street to say, Black Lives Matter, which obviously we realized was performative, but dang if it didn't make for a nice looking music video.
I used it in my music video. I captured it like as soon as it came out. I put it in the Black Lives Matter video.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we still agree with the message.
Oh yeah.
But we shot that there, and it was a very dope go-go kind of trap fusion beat that Dutch cooked up, and then Ahmad spoke truth to power and laid two verses. And through that song and the other ones I submitted for the challenges, I was able to walk away as the winner of that challenge, which led to another song. But I could go on and on.
I mean, because what you're leading into is really helpful though, because my next question, a lot of people say, I haven't won any awards, and my very next question is, can you tell us about one or more personal achievements or milestones you've reached? And what you're already doing is just rolling into your own personal achievements through song, like you're saying in another song, because that was something that created something beneficial and fruitful for you, it seems. When you when you feel like that about what you do, then what comes out of it is usually a fruitful flower. So that's a good way to live. You should continue that your whole life long. You can make music until forever. It's one of the few things in this world that can't be replaced, is creativity. Like, we're all uniquely blessed with a divine purpose from the creator. And your creativity is very special and unique. So I want to ask you, because I can tell that you care a lot, and you make music with purpose. Um, so my next question is two parts, because there's two questions and they roll back to back. How has your artistry impacted the world? And how do you want to impact the world with your art? So how has it already, and how do you want to? You can just kind of continue with what you're already doing, telling the story of how you got to college. It sounds like these songs kind of paved the path for you, and what I'm saying, you're set to carry that torch for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Be one of the torch bearers. So
I think
how has your artistry impacted the world, and how do you want to impact the world with your art?
I would say the Ice Karim experience is a communal one. It's one of empathy. It's one of generosity, and it's one of unity and uh, upward progress for the individual and for the community. I think across all of the songs that I've put out, the ones that I've written that haven't seen the light of day, the ones I've written and recorded and had mixed, but still may never see the light of day, because that's just how it goes across all of those, right? Is you know what I'm talking about.
Even once you've recorded them, sometimes they don't come out, and you're like, why? It's like everybody's done. It's like, what's the problem? But okay, that's another story. That's another interview.
I just peeped something that's it's tripping me out. The TV or the screen behind you is a little delayed, so when you
Yeah,
want,
I've been checking. Yeah, yeah.
but
I should put something different up there next time. Like I should have played one of your videos. I could have played your visualizer on repeat or something.
well, I'm sure you'll have plenty more people on this platform. So for the next person that is
Yeah.
low key leads into the answer, because it's like, my experience is not yours. Your experience is not mine. It's not the people who are watching this or who will watch this after it's done. However, we are all human beings with hearts. I don't believe I have the power to change hearts or influence them, but I think if I speak clearly, if I speak honestly, and I speak responsibly, that maybe, just maybe, my words can be a pathway or a navigator for those hearts to open up. Because there's so many these days that have rust on them from years of
Rust.
pressing whatever they've had to endure, or from seeing on the TV screen or in the newspaper or on the street that they are less than somebody else because of the way they look, or because of where they come from, or because of how they talk, or how much money they do or don't have, and what shoes they're wearing, and this and that. At the end of the day, listen, man, we will all perish one day. This is fact. You know what I mean? I can't. This is one of my favorite shirts. I can't take this shirt with me when I go. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many. Like, sometimes I sit and I think about how much, not even just money, but just how much light and goodness there is on the songs and videos and projects and just everything that's come from my brain that sits on this laptop that this phone is propped up against. And at the same time, because this has happened to me, if one day, if I were to wake up tomorrow and this laptop vanished, I'd be fine. I would probably be upset for a little while, but eventually I'd be fine, because I was exactly who I am now before I had the laptop, and before I had my nice Apollo face, and before I had my Rode microphone. You know what I mean? Like, so I guess to answer the question in short, I think so far my artistry has allowed people to appreciate the little things in life. And I hope that down the line, God willing, my artistry can allow people to put their differences aside and bring their, like, I believe in superpowers. And I say that not like how we were talking in the beginning, but more so like, what's that thing that you do that no one else can do like you? I want to help people find, or if they found them already, embrace and use their superpowers. You know what I mean?
I do. When I was walking today, I like to walk and think and walk and record things, turn my phone off. And when I was walking today, I came up with this beautiful thought that goes exactly to what you said just now, which is uh, num- uh, I'm a little wrapped up right now. First of all, you need to isolate that feeling that you want to give to people into a short phrase,
Hmm.
3 to 5 words, so that it can just be like it can roll off your tongue, and it can be your catchphrase that uh, something about live your life. Because what I came up with today was press the button on play um, on feeling good. My name is mental energies gather and circulate in positive harmony. you
Yep.
know so it's like a living mantra. It's not always good things happen to me, but I always look at it in a good way. you know and so what you were saying was, you were this person before you got here where you are. No matter where you are in life, not you but one, no matter where one is in life, they're still who they are. So sometimes people are waiting until they get someplace, or waiting until they get something to do something else, or you know, to show something else. But that's not, they're not, they, if they aren't already showing it, they're not going to get to that place they're hoping or waiting to get to, you know? So you hit the nail on the head with the way you approach the way you want to impact the world. Um, My next question was, do you have any times that you wanted to stop? But that's not a question that seems relevant for you, because it's. How old are you? How old, can we ask how old you are?
Of course. I'm 21 right now. Um, I'll say this to that question. There was there was a time around when I was a senior in high school, in like 2022, when I sort of just I saw what was popular. I saw what
Mm.
peers and unfortunately most of the world was gravitating to, and I was just like kind of just like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like my circle, my tribe loves what I do. Um, but I was just sort of like, on a larger scale. I mean, I'm seeing it. It pains me when I see.
We lost our viewers. I'm shocked that we lost our viewers. They want drama, sadly.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Um, I'll continue though. It pains me.
Okay. I need
You know,
bottles. We need bottles. Uh we need to be smoking. Yeah. It's funny. We don't need to do any of that. You need to tell your story because your story is dope. It's late. You know what I'm saying? That's what it
but,
is.
but here's the thing. Like everything in moderation. Like I'm not saying you can't do those things. I'm saying there's more than that.
Well, no, you need to. I can't tell you what you need to say. I don't want to do that. Do I have food on my shirt? Oh, it's a star. Okay. I got this shirt last night at the Apache. There was a vendor who I copped it from. Yeah, 92 is when I graduated high school.
It's a good year.
Yeah. He was born in 92.
Got you.
So he was telling me about the shirt, and I didn't tell him when I graduated high school, but I bought the shirt because I was just already attached. Um, uh, you don't need to. I don't want to tell you what you need to do, but you are right on frequency, right on point when you're the music that you put out, because your music lasts forever. What you put out lasts forever, forever and ever and ever and ever, forever and ever. You know what I'm saying? And so you don't want to put out a message just because it's trending and you think that's the only way you can get popular. That makes sense.
Nah, for sure. So, like, I always think about this. Would my grandfather or would my grandmother want to hear the music that I make and play it for themselves, for others in general?
Tell their people about it.
Yeah, like I pray I never reach a place where it's like I have what I think of as success and what, whatever other people think of as success, but then the people that mean the most to me can't even like really say they're proud of me, or they say they're proud of me, but it's with an asterisk, because it's like, I'm proud he's doing his thing, but I wish he would stop, calling women, what, so much or whatever.
And you don't have to worry about that because you didn't do that. So I'm going to take you on a little trip and then come back to what you're talking about now. Okay. You get to work on one project, anything you want with any artist you want, with any discipline from any era. What would you do? What would you create? It could be a song, a video, it could be a paper. What are you studying in school? I didn't ask you that question, but it could be anything you want.
Studying film right now, so I'm thinking about great director. I mean, I think a Hype Williams video would be absolutely incredible. I think if I got to work with Hype, that would be like, yeah, I'm good. Like I could stop right now and I'd be fine.
He made if I ruled the world, right? Is that Hype?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's nice. He's probably the best. Probably, yeah.
Or I think on a
best.
artistic level, if I could, I would love to just make something so out of the box and like genreless, with like a Hendrix or like a Thelonious Monk, like me rapping over like their over there, like on some just like really out there, like you can't even box it type stuff.
I was outside today thinking I want to do some Fela stuff like that. What sources do you use for inspiration, and how do you create? How often? No. Oh, what sources do you use for inspiration, and how do you continue? You're a young man. It's easy for you to continue. That question is not relevant for you. I'm stealing that question from you now. So tell me, what do you use for inspiration? Tell me about your spirituality. This is for a lot of people when they go into their spirituality.
Yeah, for sure. You hit it on the head, because my first answer was going to be God. I often sit back and think about one thing I've been trying to do lately is, okay, so we were talking about Nas earlier. Like, who put the idea in this man's head, or where did he get the idea to start off a song by saying, rappers are monkey flipping with the funky rhythm, I be like,
right?
You know what I'm saying? I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm going to make sure. Like,
it's spirit. It's like we are a conduit. We are a vessel for the message.
Yes. So and this is something I was really I'm really in a place of trying to start off songs in such a way that you could take away the instruments behind it and just and take away the audio aspect of it and just read it on a piece of paper and say, who wrote that? Socrates? Aristotle? Who wrote that? What great philosopher wrote this? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing with the way triumph starts. Like, what do you mean? Like, so I draw inspiration from God, and I say that because I think about the things that just cannot be explained by any other entity but the creator. I think about those things that just fascinate me, fascinate others. I think about things that are undeniable, right? Something because going back to one of the earlier questions, if I want to bring people together, I got to start off the song in a way that everybody can relate to. Everybody, excuse me, everybody, like if you woke up today, you all woke up. You might not have woken up in a bed. You might not have woken up feeling the best. You might have been coughing, sneezing, whatever it may be. Maybe you woke up at 4 a.m. Maybe you woke up at noon. But dang it, you woke up. So on that vibe, I draw inspiration from truth. I draw inspiration from shared experiences. I draw inspiration from, like, I love to either reference or interpolate or pay homage to, you know, some of my forerunners, whether it be in hip hop or whether it be in film. Like, I'm one of those people who loves to make a reference to a movie that many people know, or to a song, or just like I remember it's like I was.
Let me just ask you what genres or who have been your biggest influences, and so you can keep rolling with that, because that's the next question.
Biggest influences. I'm glad you brought them up, because it's funny, bro. I was thinking about questions you were gonna ask. Like the interview questions that we usually get asked. I'm like, it's okay. Probably get asked about like influences. One person that came to mind was Fela.
Okay.
Another person that comes to mind, Coltrane. We already mentioned Hendrix. I'll say it again in case anyone didn't hear it the first time. Weldon Irvine, another Virginia native.
I don't know Weldon Irvine. I'm familiar with Hendrix and Coltrane. I love some jazz. I love some black rock. I love some, what I'm saying. Who's the other person you named? Fela. Oh my gosh, yes. I don't know this Irvine. That's why I love having these documents, though. I can always go back. I learned so much. Who's Irvine? Tell me.
A great keyboard player from, I believe, Hampton, Virginia. He is responsible for the song that was sampled for Jay-Z's Dear Summer. So that that's Weldon Irvine. Yeah, I just start there. Go to his album The Sisters from sometime in the 70s, and then just like I did, just let yourself fall into the rabbit hole, because he's got joints.
That's dope. I love that.
And he's a very free spirited, soul and creative.
The culture speaks to us all in such different ways, and the creator speaks through us in such different ways. So it's a beautiful, it's always this beautiful mix to get different people's stories. Can you describe your creative process for us, for the people? Is that something that you have given thought to?
Yeah, so I realized quite some time ago that I love summer and just the seasons where you can go outside, because I think I write best in nature. I've
So
also
you're really good at answering questions. My next question, because I the way you answer them is very robust. So I've written them to pull answers out. Do you create continuously, sporadically, or seasonally? So can you describe that creative process in full detail for us? Thank you.
so I'll get an idea for a bar. I could be in the shower, I could be in class, I could be on the bus. If I have the pad on me, I'll pull out the pad and the pen, because I do prefer to literally write.
He keeps
If
a
I,
notebook, y'all. He keeps a notebook. Take notes.
yeah, it's not, you know, I mean,
I tell people, I usually tell young writers, and I think you're young if you have not. I mean, it takes years to not be a young writer, but you should fill up many notebooks with rhymes that people might not ever hear. But good, you have notebooks. Word.
and I'm mad about, it was probably like two of these, the size of two of these. And shout out to my uncle Yusuf, who produced that project you had earlier up on the screen, who got me this a couple years back. Um, I had a notebook that was probably the size of two of those that I brought with me when I came to Atlanta. And oh my gosh, I was at an event. It was an event where people were writing. And so I brought that. But then I left it and I just haven't seen it since. And that was in 2023.
Oh man.
I had some real, because I was, that most of the stuff I wrote at that time was like during my senior year, when I was just like, I would just be in class pretending to take notes. I'm writing. I would be in math.
Who steals a book of rhymes, yo? Who steals a book of rhymes? Man, that's a snake.
Yeah.
That's a snake. Look at you. You're such a good person. You don't even want to call them out. I have that happen to me too. You know what I'm saying? You have, because you don't want to live in that energy. You don't want to live in the energy of the liar, the backstabber, the gossip. You don't want to live in that energy. So kudos to you for being a bigger man and moving on. You got to continue doing that, because people will continually do this throughout your life for some reason that you won't be able to ever understand. And what you have to do is like see it, and you have to learn discernment. See, I'm an old I'm a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? I'm definite. I used to think that I knew everything when I was young. Man, I am such a late bloomer, but you have to learn discernment in this world, okay? Like, you probably already know that. That's why you're just sitting there quiet. You didn't finish answering the question.
Put 9, 4, 25.
Oh, wow.
And I will usually just start. I usually don't have titles off rip, but I'll have a line or a couple of lines, or, 8 bars, and I'll put those down. And I don't know, man. Like, I think when people ask that question and want to know what the answer is, they're expecting like some type of scientific method, but I just go, and like sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's 15, 20 minutes, sometimes it's 2 hours.
I don't have any expectations. I'll be honest with you. I just like enjoy people's responses to things.
I would say I can pretty much write anywhere. Like I really like writing. Some people like, I need to write. Like, what's that J. Cole line where he's like, I like to write alone, be in my zone.
Mm.
I promise you, I can be in a room full of 100 people. I can write a song. If I have headphones, or even if I don't have headphones, because I
You
will
can just
answer,
tune them out. You can just tune everything out.
because once I know the cadence, that's the music.
Yeah.
So I like, when I would be in class and like the teacher is 3 feet from me, so I can't just put in my headphones and my earbuds. But I think of a line, I want to write it down, and then I'm like building off of that.
Building off of that, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say overall, in a nutshell, my process is one that requires patience, but it's immensely rewarding because part of the reason I like to write it out with my hands is because I like to see, like, the time it takes me to write the word allows me to process what that word means in the larger context of the song. And then, the people who have lived with me before have probably thought I was a madman because I'm sitting there saying the same line over and over again, trying to, do I use this word, that word? Do I say it like this? Do I say, feeling, or do I say feeling? Like, little stuff like that.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I got everybody. You say, what do I expect? I don't expect anything, but almost everybody comes to that point of the repetition for themselves, and people around them maybe thinking they're crazy. It's a very unique thought. I think we think ourselves to be so different from others, but we have to embrace that uniqueness.
I'll say one more thing on that before we jump to the next one. A really good like after I've written it, I'm really big on not just memorizing it, but like memorizing the point where I can do something else while I'm saying my song. So like I remember one time I had a performance in the evening, and earlier that afternoon I was working out and saying my lyrics.
Yes.
I will walk around, like, over the summer. I think one person on the street in West Hollywood thought I was insane because I was walking around like very loudly saying these lyrics I was trying to memorize, and they probably thought, like, who's that guy? Why is that guy with an afro talking to himself?
You create muscle memory. It's like an athlete. You create the same connections that an athlete creates when they're running, or practicing. When you're doing that and doing something else, because then no matter when you perform, you're going to have it locked in, or you perform the moves that you're going to be performing. You rap it out loud and perform the moves that you're going to perform. You have to go to class in the morning, don't you? What time do your classes start?
None on Friday, but I do have some other work
Some business, some money to make.
It's not money. it's...
What are your let me ask you, what are your creative goals? What year are you in school? It's kind of related, maybe, I don't know.
This is actually my senior year. It's my last run, at least for undergrad. I don't know. I ideally I just start working after I graduate. I am interested in grad school, but maybe not this second.
Tell me about your creative goals. Maybe they feed into, maybe somebody who watches this interview is going to hire you, give you a job.
Nah, definitely. So,
no promises. This is not for anybody, any parents who are watching this. That's not a promise of employment.
Overall, creative goal is to improve representation in the entertainment industry.
Hired. He's hired. You're hired. That's see how easy that was? I'm gonna push over, yo. Come on, tell me.
I think I do that by becoming a part of a writer's room for scripted television. I think I can do that by continuing my musical pursuits and my community work that has been so intertwined with that artistry. I think I do that by continuing to prioritize empathy and authenticity and unity in my work.
Are you
So
wearing brass knuckles? Are you about to knock the system out?
I'm a very I'm a person who's always got to be doing something with my hands or my legs or my feet. So the watch that I showed you earlier, I have just
Oh,
been playing
cool.
the course of the past 90 minutes, and then I put it on reverse, and then I realized it kind of looked like brass knuckles. So now I'm just like
It's a
Radio
nice.
Rock.
That's a nice timepiece. That's a nice timepiece, ladies. Watch out for the gold diggers, Ice Kareem. Watch out for the watch out for the seasonal loves. Um, or enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? Watch out and enjoy them. But that probably goes against your your person.
Yeah, nah, we're good off that.
Cool. Um, what are your creative goals? Like, do you have like specific goals, or are you just kind of because what you said is like, I mean, it's one of those things that's so big. It's like, how is that a goal?
Okay, so if you're talking like tangible,
Because what
well,
you gave me is like, you gave me your you know, you gave me your vision. You didn't
yeah,
give me your mission statement. I want your mission statement.
well, isn't the mission statement like so? Do you
Nah,
want to know?
the vision is bigger than the vision is bigger. The vision is like the vision's like like this big thing that is probably unattainable. You know what I'm saying? Like world peace. Like what you just gave me was, you know, that's not your goal.
Uh huh.
Because
So what?
how are you gonna measure that? How are you gonna measure what you just said? You want to keep inspiring, like that's not a goal. That's what you're gonna that's like your life's calling. That's what you're gonna do in this world is go out and change the narrative for our people. You'll be doing that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
So
actually
what
gonna know that I'm doing that?
like your goals are, like give me some concrete goals. Like do you not have concrete goals? Or you want to
Yeah.
keep them,
So
you not want to share them with the world? Because I respect that too.
yeah. So if you're talking concrete goals, what are you talking about? Like trying to become a screenwriter professionally? Like is
Yeah. Like what are your creative goals? Like you want to be a screenwriter or do you want to win a what is it, an Emmy? What do screenwriters win? A Tony or an Emmy or a you know,
they could win they could win all of those really. I mean, well,
Oscars? Yeah.
playwrights, but yeah, Emmy or Oscar.
Have you made yourself a vision board of goals? Have you ever done that?
I haven't vision boarded since 2021.
Okay. So yeah, vision boards are really good. You put your creative goals on there. Like you want to, I want to be Billboard top 100 for however many weeks in a row. I want to have this amount of, you know, um I want to have this many songs reach such and such, or this many songs charted. I want to do so many cities. I want to perform in so many cities. You've never done these things. This is how I suggest all people manifest.
Mm,
Manifest. Take it. Create it. You're creative. Create.
sure. Yeah, I
You
just
feel me? Get
the goal.
specific with get specific with it. Like you get specific with it. This is your creation. This is like not it's not greed. That's not greed.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Greed is having something that other people need or could use, you know what I'm saying, and not sharing it. Like and having access to something or means that you could give out, right? Or knowledge of something that other people could use and you don't give it, you don't share it. Those are greedy things. What I'm describing is not greedy. Having wanting to manifest a lot for your life is not greedy.
No, I don't think it is.
You know, so uh, I want to hear people's creative goals because it lets me know where, uh, where and how and who I could plug them in with other people down the road. You feel me? Like everybody's got different traits and skills and personalities, and it's always good to speak confidently of ourselves and our dreams for ourselves so that that part of ourselves can manifest and other people who we may not even know are listening can hear it and see it and tap into it and make the connections. You know what I'm saying? When we withhold our ourselves for fear of being outed, then we're falling victim to the trap of fear over love. You know, fear of being too weird or fear of saying something that's not cool.
Mm. Yeah, I'm
Um,
a um
I'll tell you, me being a 50-year-old man who raps is like heartbreaking to a lot of people. You know, who and to other people it's fully inspiring. You feel me? And so you have to be, as individuals, we all have to live in our skin to the fullest of our being. And it's the world that we live in does not want that. They don't want you to celebrate that. You're not taught to celebrate that at any part in your life. And so you know that's a big part of seeing yourself where you want to go. You feel me?
100%.
um if we were together, I would turn on the sounds and have you create something or have you record something. I can finally record. I can finally make music in my home. It's a beautiful thing. And so soon we'll do that, or we'll be doing it on the road. We'll be doing it at various locations as well. So I look forward to interviewing you again uh, at the end of your year, at the end of this senior year, seeing your growth. I have a few more questions for you, and hopefully seeing you perform out in the city a few times over the course of this year.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to it's been crazy since I got back. I'm not gonna lie. It's been crazy and just I wear a lot of different hats. And I've just the hats that I've been wearing lately are not the hats that allow me or uh not even necessarily allow, but just
It's a familiar story.
yeah.
Uh huh.
Because it's not a thing of, oh, I don't want to. It's a thing of I got this other thing I have to do, and
Right.
it's right now.
Yes, the amount of time in your life, the physical time to do it. I'm I'm highly fortunate to be in a place where I can do it. I have the time to do it, and I have brothers close to me who want to and who cannot, who can't put that time in. So I when I say it's a familiar story, I mean it with the sincerity, that it's a familiar. I know it. I know the plight. Um, I didn't have time recently, so I'm thankful that I have it now. You know.
No, for sure.
Um, all right. It's been a quite a long interview. Um, but it was good. It was very it was it was robust. I feel like you got some good things across. Do you have any pieces of advice, any words of advice, words of wisdom, any gems that you want to give to future audiences, future artists, um, maybe your future self?
Nina Simone has a quote where she's talking about the role of the artist, and the duty really of the artist. And she said that role and that duty is to reflect the times. So my, my perspective, my word of wisdom to myself, to artists, to humans, would be to remember those voices and those faces and those lives that ours that don't want to remember. Speak up for them if you can. Speak to them if you
You're breaking up a little bit. Are you connected to some sort of other source, or did you move backwards?
Nah.
Okay. Do you want to speak on Cassius Clay? Do you want to speak on the brother Muhammad Ali?
He is an icon of mine, not only for the great dedication that he had to his craft, but the great dedication that he had serving humanity. And that's a model that I have no problem following.
Bless. Amen. Ashe. The same. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Um, Superhero of our parents' generation. I can't claim our times, but he's timeless. He's uh he's a super icon.
For sure.
Um, do you have any projects coming up that people need to check out? Anything people need to look for other than what we've posted in the links? The links are robust. The links are robust. Y'all need to go through those links. Go through those links. I've said it a few times. I didn't say it enough. At any point in this video, you folks watching this video, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, please. It all helps. Even if it's after the fact, years later, it makes a big difference to people to get a comment. So at any time that you check in and tune in with this, leave a comment, because you never know if the brother will still be rapping in 5 years, 10 years. I'm sure he will be, God willing, inshallah. Uh, we live happily and safely together on this planet, and we make a positive impact in the world whenever we have the chance, whenever we have the opportunity. Speak power, speak truth to power with this fifth chakra, the Vashuddha. This is your fifth chakra. Speak truth to power. It is blue. Resonate. Open that chakra up. Resonate in truth and honesty in everything you do, and you can always walk with the Lord's protection. You can walk alone through the valley of the shadow of death, and you'll always be safe. So continue doing what you're doing, because you're doing great work, brother. Please tell us where we can find you. Drop anybody, shout outs, whatever you want to do. We can do a little clip of it, saying this can be like the promo clip.
I would say first, you can find me in real life. I'm around Atlanta, specifically Southwest Atlanta, and downtown mainly. So if you see me walking on the street and you think it's me, then it probably is. And not to say that in a way of like, oh, people would recognize me, but people have told me that I have a very distinct face. So their words, not mine. But you can also find me when it comes to online. I'm mostly on Instagram. I have a Twitter account. I honestly don't use it. I am trying to get my TikTok up. So
What's your
that
Instagram? Tell us where we can find you.
Instagram, I am Dreams of Kareem. That's one word with no underscores or no dots or anything like that. Dreams of DREAMSOFKARIM, as in Mary. And I'm the same thing on TikTok, which I'm gonna start. Be on the lookout for season 2 of Talk Less Rap More. I'm massaging it, you know what I mean? Because every great show has multiple seasons, and also every great show down the line, as the seasons evolve and move on, bring on new actors and cameos and things of that nature. So be
That
on the
part.
lookout for that. I got a dope music video that I shot over the summer with my guy Murphy from University of Georgia. Song is called Babylon Blues. It's a really dope storytelling song that is just raw. Like, I can't explain it any other way. It's just raw. So be on the lookout for that video and song in the coming weeks. And be on the lookout for another music video that I also shot this summer
Been
called,
working.
yeah.
What's it called? What's this one called?
Second one is called Celebrate.
Babylon Blues and Celebrate.
Yeah.
Fire. I'm happy to see you've been working, and that rap less talk that talk less rap more series is what honestly made me it reignited me, made me reach out to you. People have been pushing me to do the podcast, and you're not my first guest, but you're definitely the reason that I was like, yeah, there's hella reason to be doing this podcast. you know yeah, mad respect. I love it. I love seeing campaigns like that, and just movement, creating motion, because that's what this culture is about. You got to do it for yourself. You got to create it. you know you got to make it. You got to make a way. And nobody can take from you what the Lord has given you, and so you have to use those gifts to the fullest of your ability, you know to manifest the blessing. Yeah. You don't want to
Yep.
get to the end of your life regretting what you could have, would have, should have done. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're too talented, too gifted. For anybody out there who's watching that goes for you too. You're too talented and too gifted. If you feel the calling, if you feel the gift, you feel the Lord calling you to do something, you go do it. Otherwise, you're gonna regret it. That's the worst. That's the worst thing. That I imagine that would be the worst thing in the world. Um, I want to thank you, Kareem. I want to thank you for being a part of the show, for being a part of the second season. The Artist Must Try. Any artist, any creative, anybody who who creates, who should be interviewed, tell them to tap in, tell them to plug in with this platform. I want to interview artists of all disciplines, all genres, regardless. Okay, y'all, regardless of who you are. Kareem has left the building. He's done. He's out. Okay, you're still here with us.
I didn't know it. I was just sorry. It was my fault.
I was gonna say goodnight together because we've been on screen the whole time, but I was just giving that plug real quick for the podcast. Because things evolve, and I didn't do it in the first season. Can you give me a drop real quick for the Artist Must Try podcast, so I can take that clip as well? Because I could take that clip and I could take another little clip and make a little IG short for us. Thank you, brother.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is Ice Kareem tapping in live from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here with Mega Cyph on season 2 of The Artist Must Try. Don't sleep, y'all.
That was fire. That was supreme. See, I need to get the sound effects. Yeah, I need to get the sound effects and the fire going. You know, big plans. Want to do it all. Gonna do it all. Just got to assemble the right team around me that wants to do it with me. Can't do it alone. That's impossible. So I love you, brother. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being here. Much support, Ice Kareem. Much support, man. Much love, man. Much love. Much love. Get some sleep. Get some sleep. Yo, salute. Salute to you. Look forward to many more successes. Salute to everybody. Thank y'all for being here. I'm going to end the stream now. Good night, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Fire, bro. Fire. That was the stream is ended.